Hey, hey.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Kim. How
Hey.
are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. Jay, are we on gallery view?
We are.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us. It's been a little while since we've seen you. I'm TQ. This is my brother JQ coming at you live. Tea time at the Apothecary. I'm sitting here in Lincoln Square upstairs at Merz Apothecary. Jay's in his studio lab where he builds and creates amazing things. And we have a very special guest with us today. You might know her if you stop into the Apothecary. This is Kim, who is an expert in our store. Kim, how are you?
I'm great. How are you both doing?
Well, we're
Doing well,
good.
doing well. This is a special day. You got to sort of pick the tea of the day and the topic of the day. And I'm so excited about that. We've been looking forward to having you on.
I'm so excited to be here today. I can't tell you.
And you know what? I gotta say, it's nice to see your smile not behind a mask because you and I see each other almost every
No,
day.
I
But
know.
to say your smile is infectious is somewhat of an understatement. And to have it behind a mask seems kind of criminal to me.
You know what? Seeing you both without a mask is really awesome too.
Yeah.
I'm like, the beard game is strong.
The beard game is strong right now, for
Yeah.
sure.
My beard game's strong even when I don't want it to be strong, so I've just decided to embrace
It's,
it,
Yeah,
you know?
you
he's
know
straight.
what? It's
He's like
true.
Homer Simpson. If you ever watch that episode of The Simpsons where Homer shaves and then while he's toweling off, his stubble comes back, that's T.
Yeah, a little faster than that for me, but yes. Um,
As we call it, the 9 a.m. shadow.
yeah, that's right. So, Kim, why don't you talk about what we are drinking today? Because it's something near and dear to your heart, right?
We're drinking the nerve tea today, and it is really near and dear to my heart.
Nervante is, this is we carry it in bags, and there's a lot of people that carry different nerve teas, but this one is Merz Apothecary's blend that has been our blend for what, decades and decades, right?
Yeah, I mean, arguably, I don't know if I can find the exact first formula, but about 100 years
This
probably.
formula is probably 100 years old, yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, this is in German, it was Nervente. We call it nerve tea. It is a mixture that is great for settling your nerves, obviously. It's great for preparing to go to bed. It's great for stress and anxiety, kind of settle. That's what settling your nerves is. I even feel like, in my experience, when you have kind of mild, persistent pain, I'm not saying this is going to be massive pain relief, but it does sort of like I injured my finger this week. I jammed my finger over the weekend. And so you have that annoying, like every time I touch something, I'm like, oh, but like this is the kind of thing that will like slightly take your mind off of that persistent pain as you're going about your day. I really like it.
I like that too. I'll be honest. This tea contains valerian, and I smelled it.
Yeah.
Smells a little like the butt of a cow. But I will
How many
say
times are you going to say that word, Jay? Come on.
I was expecting it to taste more like that, and it's not at all. It's very mild.
The taste is beautiful.
It
It's
is.
part of my evening ritual. A colleague here got me started on it about a month ago, and it helps with everything. I feel like what Anthony said, anxiety, stress, insomnia. I feel that I have a very physical day. And at the end of my workday, just having a cup of this nerve tea, it really calms and soothes. But you can drink it any time of the day, not just at bedtime.
Well, that was one of my questions for you, Kim. You don't find, because I know sometimes things with valerian,
Hmm.
um, you know, too much valerian can make some people groggy. In your experience, you've not found that this tea is sort of like make you too slow, too sleepy, anything like
Not
that?
at Not at all. And I have a very physical day. Like it
Those-
actually is very calming and soothing. I do feel that it does help to relax and promote sleep, but I usually do it about 2 hours before bedtime. And
So it's not like a knockout kind of
it's
thing.
not a knockout at all, but drinking it during the day, I think it just gives you a good balance. That's
Cool.
what I would say. You feel balanced.
Papa Q would also say that nerve tea is the most important, maybe even more than magen tea, which is stomach tea. He would argue as important, if not more important, for your stomach is nerve tea.
Yeah, because you know, it's like science has validated the idea that the amount of nerve endings going from your stomach to your brain, it's
It's
incredible.
about
And it's
8 times the other direction.
yeah, it's amazing. It's like your stomach is basically telling your brain what's up. And so when people say I feel that in my gut, that's not a figure of speech. That's actually reality.
True.
And so one of the things is when I think, you know, not that any of us have any real reason to be anxious lately, right? But when you are stressed, when you are anxious, I think we tend to think of that. Our experience of our daily life is like the us that's behind our head, right? That's inside our head, that's behind our eyes.
Yeah.
But in reality, that is the us that's experienced often in our gut. And so drinking nerve tea is like sending the remedy exactly where it needs to go. Do you know what I mean?
I do. It has lemon balm in it, and lemon balm actually helps with anxiety, stress, depression, and indigestion. So I think it's very soothing to our digestive system as well.
Yeah. You know, and
It
I
makes
think it's,
sense, you know. It's like when I'm stressed, I get a cold sore, and if you and lemon balm is one of the number one remedies against cold sore. So it would make sense that those are intertwined.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
well, to go off on a little bit of a tangent on that too, one of the things that I think we don't think enough about, and I know, I mean, we do perhaps, but is the idea of why are these mental states, that we're experiencing, why don't we connect them more with what we eat? If lemon balm is good for this and digestion and nerves, why don't we have a little bit more thought behind what we eat will actually affect our mental state, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
Exactly.
So
I mean, why don't, because I, because there's not a lot of money to be made off of that. But, but I mean, it's not like, it's not even like, I don't think it's like,
you're
ah, ha,
saying like,
ha.
yeah.
I don't think it's like that, but it's like, how does testing get done? You know, like who pays for testing?
Well, I would say let's
You know,
bring it
like
a step closer.
but I'm just saying, like, who's gonna pay for the gigantic, super huge, double-blind, placebo-controlled nutrition study? Who's got the money for that in that
And
industry?
also, humans generally are too messy in our lives and ourselves to actually like control for factors just around what you eat. Because like some of us will exercise, some of us won't.
Well,
Some of
that's
us
what I'm
will
saying.
stay
It's
up late, some of
difficult
us
to
won't.
control. It's an expensive study, and it's really almost impossible to do, right?
I wasn't going into the study realm. I was just suggesting we all need to think about that as we, you know, given that, let's be honest, I was making a joke, most of us are experiencing maybe a higher than desired level of stress and anxiety right now.
Right.
We should
Right.
be thinking about like, hey, if you take care of your digestive system, eat things that are calming, less inflammatory, it's likely that you're going to have less stress and anxiety experience because they are related, but we don't think of them as that way. We think, ah, my boss said this, or my wife said this, or my husband, boyfriend said this, or whatever. And like we search for external causes of our stress and anxiety, but there's a mix, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think too, um, the ingredients in this tea, promote so many of the same things that it makes it that much more impactful because it has chamomile in it.
Yeah.
And that helps with an upset stomach too. So for anybody having digestive issues, not just during this time, but anytime, that's another reason that I cherish this so much, because sometimes I can be a little bit carb heavy, and you know, you drink this tea
Yeah.
and you feel really good.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Kim,
You remind.
I want to like know more about you right now. I want the people to
Yeah.
get to know you a little more. I know you, you know, fairly well, but I don't think out there they may not. So, can you tell us a little bit about, I don't know, like well, let's start with just like what brought you to Merz and why do you love working there? And, you know, how about that for beginners?
You know what? I
You're assuming that she does. You're putting.
let me tell you
She's
this.
still there.
Over the years, I would say from 1992 to 2019, I applied to work at Merz several times. And for whatever reason, it wasn't until 2019 that I actually got a call and interviewed, and it's the perfect fit for me. I all of the products that we sell, it's not just the teas, but the skincare, our fragrance selection, from the people that work here. It's unlike any place I've ever worked or any place I've ever been. We have such a variety of products. Every day I learn something new. And I was just talking to Aphrodite, a colleague here, and she taught me something new today. And I'm like, every day I learn something new that not that I could just share with my colleagues, but our clients, my family, my friends, my neighbors. And that's what makes this just so special.
That's cool. It's like listening
Awesome.
to a
First of all, I want to apologize.
So special.
I was gonna say I want to apologize. I can't take credit. I can't take the blame for not getting you since 1992. But if somehow we didn't notice you since I was involved around the year 2000, which obviously we didn't, I want to apologize because that hurts me. But I'm a believer in like timing was meant to happen when it's meant to happen.
That's what you said
And
too. It was timing. It was
yeah,
timing. I
yeah,
needed a
because
soft place to land, and
well,
this
and it's
was
not like
it.
you were sitting around waiting. You were developing amazing skills that sort of made everything great. Like you bring such a level of service to our business, and I feel like those skills were developed while you were working between 1992 and 2019 that like made you such a find for our team and a great addition to our team
Thank
because
you
I feel
so
like
much.
the feeling is mutual. Like, you know, it's
So you're
good.
often on the shop side, right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
And
I
so,
am.
and I know you're, you know, an expert in face care and in
Mhm.
makeup for sure. You know a lot about that stuff, and I've often
I love that.
relied on your expertise when I need to pick something up. I'm just like, hey, what's the best for this? And whatever you tell me, I just take, right? But
Yes, you
um,
do.
but what but I understand that you have quite an interest in the other side, in the more Merz stuff, and that's growing. It's a
Apothecary,
growing
the
interest
traditional
for you, the
apothecary.
apothecary
You
side.
know, I have to say supplements, teas, all of the creams and lotions and potions that we have,
Oceans
they
and
really
potions.
they ignite my soul, honestly. And we have such an amazing selection, that I feel like if you can't find it here, it's going to be hard to find it because we have so much to offer, and we have so many knowledgeable people working here, that are just leaders within this industry. And I feel like our apothecary side, our selection of German products, I hurt my knee yesterday a little bit, and I got my Franz Bronten wine and rubbed that in and put my heating pad on my knee, and I'm moving and shaking today.
Wait,
It's the
wait.
best
Look
thing
what's
on the
behind my
planet.
back right now.
I'm telling you, I got a heating pad and it has saved my life. I love my cover. I've got a plaid cover too. And it saved my life. And where would you get Franz Bronten wine? Like, where are you going to get
Yeah,
it?
you can't get Franz Brown wine anywhere.
No,
T, what is the deal with water bottles? How did water bottles become like a gigantic seller for Merz Apothecary and Small Flower? Why?
huge.
Why and how? Like it's almost like you couldn't find them anywhere else for a long time, right?
Yeah, I would say this goes back to early 2000s. So first of all, for those who don't know, part of the reason that we specialize, or one of the things that's great about specializing in European products, but I would say that one of the things that's unique about German products are German are known for their like small manufacturing being super high quality. So like when we think of manufacturing, we're thinking of like, when we talk like, oh, America lost its manufacturing to China or whatever, we talk about like these mega factories pumping out millions of goods, but like Germany never lost the idea of small specialty manufacturing. And that's something that's really important to think about because
Quality
for us,
control, right?
and honestly, it's funny, like who makes the best blades? Germany and Japan, right? It's like Germany and Japan both have these like family-owned, small, privately held manufacturing businesses where they didn't try to get into scale at all costs. They got into unique specialty products. So I'm giving that as a background to say, water bottles kind of went out of fashion. They were hard to find ones that didn't leak, whatever. So in the move to all things artisan that, like, let's say happened over the past 20 years in the United States, where people started to realize like, wait, I can take my normal stuff and get better, higher quality versions of them for just a little bit more, but it makes life more enjoyable. I was involved in this business, launching the website, and we started looking for, hey, we noticed there's a German company that's doing water bottles, and we tracked them down and started buying these German water bottles directly from Germany and importing them. And it just kind of took off. It was like, no one wanted the crappy water bottle you get at Walgreens or CVS, because we could get that too. They're just not very good. But somehow the German one you could have for like 15 years, 20 years, and it didn't leak. It just worked well.
It's
It
a
felt
10-year-old
it was quality made. Everyone was exactly the same. There was never like oh, this one doesn't quite screw in well. It's just like, it's excellent every time.
Excellent.
So I would say like that applies to a lot of things in our business.
It's cool. I mean, it's just such a funny, it also is one of those weird magical moments because the old school sort of, ness of Merz is like also there's something kind of a hot water bottle is like so back to basics, grandma remedy, you know what I mean? And it
so
just feels
necessary though.
yeah.
I mean, it goes right along with your pick, Kim. It's like,
Yes.
I think that, so, again, to just I'm saying this mainly for people who have a background. It's like part of the magic of the European herbal tradition and a lot of European products are that they have this long tradition. And although the move in the middle of the 20th century was like technology, medicine advances, whatever, we realized for a lot of common things, the tried and true solutions are the great ones. A cup of tea with calming herbs before bedtime just rocks. It's just a great way to go to bed.
I would love to know if anyone else out there has any other like grandma remedies that they are like really fond of to share with us, because I always like to collect those. Those are great. So if anyone has them, drop them in the comments.
Kim, what other routine, what other parts of your routine bring you joy? Or like
my skincare regimen, it's my favorite routine.
I bet it's fairly extravagant at this point.
You know what? Working here, I have the luxury of getting some of the best products. So I have a luxurious routine. But one of the things that I really care about are oils. And so we just have a wide variety of oils for not just the face, but for the beard, for the body, for the hair. And we're getting into that season where we're going to start to get colder and drier. So oils are just an amazing way to keep the skin hydrated, and that gives you a natural glow to your skin.
Well, and I mean, you are the spokesperson for
I'm about glow.
skin glowing. I gotta say, geez, it's
Thank
like
you.
every time I see you, I'm like, man, I own the store. I gotta step up my game. Like, why isn't my skin glowing like that? So, if you want glowing skin, we've got the expert. You know, write in, call in, come in, talk to Kim, talk to our team.
Absolutely.
We know what's up, but.
What do you recommend in terms of just like, give us a couple of your favorite products in terms of skincare, glowing skincare?
No Makeup has a really beautiful oil. I'm sure if customers are watching this, they've seen me actually demo it in the store and put it right directly on my skin. But just a couple of drops of that oil.
Are you talking about the retinol oil or the 24 karat gold?
No, the 24 karat gold oil.
I'm using it right now, and I gotta say, I can tell,
It gives you a beautiful natural glow and some nice hydration. It actually penetrates into the skin, so it's not sitting on the surface of the skin. It just gives you a nice, dewy, healthy look. So that's one of my favorites.
Me
For
too. That's like
body
my
oil,
jam right now. I love that one.
it's my jam. I even put it on my head. I love it. And we also have a range of beautiful oils from Evan Healy body oils. I love the Vetiver Hinoki. It just soaks right into the skin so beautifully, and it's accompanied. Now we have the body Solve from Evan Healy, and the matching oil, and those are beautiful too. It's like a beautiful balm. As soon as you start to apply it to the skin, it just melts into the skin.
Do you use a toner with it? What are you using to mix, or are you just going straight oil on the skin?
Usually I mix with a toner, and I love the Dr. Hauschka, just the regular toner. It's my favorite to mix and apply oils, but also during the day, just to have a spritz. Like I have one on my vanity table, and then I keep one in my bag because I love the toner so much.
That's
incredible, like addition to any skincare regimen.
Yeah, I'm sort of I feel like for guys who maybe don't really want complexity in their skincare routine, I always try to say, or, like a lot of guys are like, I know I need to clean my face. I need something to put on my face so it doesn't get dry. And my thing is always like, look, I'm not here to make it complex, but if you just add a little spray or splash of some toner before you put on your moisturizer, you will feel like those are the three things that, like, if you have that, cool, I'm going to leave you alone now. You don't need to get more complicated than that, but that toner is like, it's not like, oh, it's 1/3 better because I added 3 products instead of 2. It's literally like an exponential amplifier. It's like, it's 3 times better when you add that 3rd product. That's how I feel about toner.
And it's so nice after you cleanse too, for some people that they don't need a toner because they might be oily, but if you're dry, it'll help to restore the pH to the skin after you cleanse. So it helps to prevent so much dryness.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's great. Also, just it calms irritation because there usually has herbs in it. Like I use the rose one. I'm sort of I try other toners, but I always keep coming back to the Altea rose water. Just simple. The smell is lovely and it's a good refreshing spritz, but it doesn't stay on me. You know what I mean? Like I don't smell like roses for the rest of the day. It's just great. And so I find that like after I shave, before I even put on my aftershave balm, I'll spray that first and it just calms the skin back down,
Yep.
Nice.
I'm Evan Healy or like I sort of alternate, but my go-to for the past 5 years has been the Ursa Major tonic. And they switched from a splash bottle to a spray bottle recently, but I sprayed that one before I put on my moisturizer. I've been using Evan Healy moisturizer for a while now, but the Ursa Major, it's like really, I like it because it's witch hazel and aloe, no alcohol. It's just like I use it as an aftershave and as a general toner. So
Nice, nice. That's a popular one for us.
yeah, it's really good.
Kim, what are you doing to stay positive in these times? Let's give the people some positivity.
You know, I think it's something that we're all searching for. And I feel that if we could have our rituals, the things that we do for ourselves to give ourselves that self-love and self-care, whether it be, you know, a cup of tea in the morning or at night, like we were talking about with our beauty regimen, to have products that you love. And you might not be able to see family and friends face to face, but you can do things like what we're doing right now, making sure you FaceTime or text or call. And I feel that my coworkers really inspire me every day to be positive. You know, if you're feeling a little bit down, somebody just coming up to you, telling you something funny, or playing our old favorite music. Today, it's all about soft rock. So we're feeling good. It's amazing how music can just calm and soothe the soul in a way that other things just can't.
I agree
Couldn't agree
100%.
more.
Yeah.
Music was such an important part of my life for, I would say, the first 30 plus years of my life. And I would say in the last 10 years, I still love music, but I didn't find as much time for it. Like raising a family, working a lot. I just was not, I don't know, it was not there. And lately I've been diving back in hard into music and finding so much comfort from it.
Absolutely.
Really
Absolutely.
yeah. I was gonna talk about, so, you know, I guess, well, what I was going to say is you asked Jay for people to talk about their routines, and John said his mom was the queen of using Vicks Vapor Rub for nearly every illness, sort of like the Windex from My Big Fat Greek Wedding, right? Something like that. It's like, just, that's definitely
Yeah, although like, you know, I don't recommend using Windex like that, but Vicks actually there are instances where it's really good. And you know,
menthol, like on a bug bite. I like that, you know?
yeah, I like that. And also just, you know, as a chest thing, or even on pain, you talked about Franzbrandwein. Essentially it's doing a similar thing, which is like a cooling
Yes.
sensation. So if you like that stuff, we have like sort of your grandma's version of that from
Yeah.
the old country, you know.
Well, what I would say is like, I like, my suggestion is for people who want that Vicks Vapor Rub kind of feel, do it without all the like petroleum based stuff, and go to something like an Olbas body oil, Olbas extract. You know, that's a Swiss essential oil based product. Our Old Goat is a fantastic, that Old Goat spray is fantastic pain relief spray. I love that. That's one of ours, essential oil products. So I'm a big fan of that in general.
Absolutely. And we have Tiger Balm too.
Yeah.
You know, when push comes to shove, it always works as well. And we have so many different sizes.
Yeah.
Tiger Balm. So even if you want a purse size or a small one that you can put in your back pocket, we've got it.
Yeah.
We also have like I can't find it right now, of course, but I think it's the Nature's Baby Organics. That chest rub is what I use with my kids, and they actually request it when they have a chest thing and they're having trouble breathing. And then at night you put it on, and the ones that don't even have a problem say, "Can I have some?" You know, and they rub it on. But if you remember as a kid when you would get that Vicks, it would kind of burn a little, you know, and it was a little aggressive. So if you need one for kids that backs off a little bit, that's a good one.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, our mom was watching and said Vicks is also good for nail fungus. Good to know.
See, grandma remedies,
Yeah, yeah,
hot water bottles and Vicks.
yeah.
Friends brought wine.
Franz Brown.
So you're drinking tea before you go to bed. You're keeping up with family. Anything else that you recommend just to kind of, are you watching anything good, reading anything good? Like what's making you happy when you're in your downtime aside from what you've mentioned?
You know what? I have to say, being side by side with all these funny, creative people, that keeps me going,
Yeah.
honestly. And again, it goes back to whatever makes you feel good. Like sometimes it's not about reading a book, but it might be, looking at something on your phone or reading a quick article on your phone.
Yeah.
But a really nice thing to do too is to incorporate essential oils as well in the evening. You can do a foot soak and do a couple of drops of essential oil. You could do a bath with some essential oil. I find that lately soaking my feet has become part of my tea and nighttime ritual. So those things can really soothe and
And they're
putting
on your feet all day too.
yeah, that you put them in your feet all day. If you have a diffuser at home, we have so many essential oils that will accompany a diffuser to bring or promote relaxation into your home or into your office space, especially with kids, doing e-learning. Maybe having a diffuser and put a little essential oil in the diffuser to, calm their environment. I think
Bring some
low-key right
focus.
now. Yeah,
Good idea.
absolutely.
I'm gonna do
Good
that.
point.
JJ, we just brought the table down from upstairs and put it in Greta's office, and now JJ's got his own little office in there. And I gave him my Chromebook, and he sits there with his snacks, and he's on it. He knows how to mute himself, and
Oh,
he's
that's awesome.
he's got a dry erase glass that he needs to take notes for things.
For first grade, for all the serious note taking in first grade.
He's awesome, dude. He's such a serious kid,
Yeah, he is.
But he's he's nervous, and this is not what he signed up for in school. He didn't sign up for anything. We signed him up, but he wasn't expecting this, and
Right.
it's like it's all of the hard stuff plus some without a lot of the without all of the playing with your friends,
Absolutely.
and at 6 a full day of e-learning is intense.
That's a lot.
Yes.
That's a little crazy, I gotta say.
I know. I mean, there's lots of breaks, and you're doing 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then there's a break and all that kind of stuff, but it's still just a lot. And so I think I'm going to take your advice and get him a little diffuser for that table.
I think it's great for
They
children
have the
to
fanciest
have
setup in first
a
grade.
little diffuser in their room or where they're studying or e-learning. They'll feel the calmness too.
That's a good idea. He loves lavender already because we put it on before bed every night. So if I just do a little,
Plus, with his love of names, you should teach him all the Latin names now of all the plants and herbs. He'll be like, I would like some, I'm trying to think of what a good one would be, Rosa bulgarica.
Melissa aficionalis.
Yeah, exactly.
Lavandula.
Yeah. No, I think that would be good. That's a great tip, Kim. I think, it's so funny, like you really are, you are the Merz target market. I mean, you're here, but it's like everything you do, you're always like, and you could do this, you could do this. I'm like, she lives and breathes it just about as much as anyone I know. So thank you for that.
I love
really cool.
it. There's so much that we have something for almost every aspect of your life except for clothing. We've got t-shirts though. We've got the Q Brothers t-shirts.
Get some Merz and Q Brothers t-shirts. We're gonna get people suited up.
Absolutely. But these are the things that I love, and to share knowledge with people to make their lives better, I feel like I'm doing what's right.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
really cool. Ah, you know, I'm telling you, this tea is kicking in right now, because I am feeling very, very chill. Like my nerves are soothed at the moment, you know?
Well, we all need a little something to help us de-stress, even meeting deadlines and things like that. Um, I'm finding that my colleagues are like starting to drink tea as well throughout the day. And we're trying out different mixtures that Lisa is making, like the headache tea is another one. If
Yeah.
you're having a headache, you grab that headache tea, you drink that, it calms you down. Within 30 minutes, you start feeling some really solid relief without taking any like over the counter medication for a headache.
You know, this is a good that's a really good point. And I just want to like follow up and reinforce that
Yeah.
with you know, I think even for me who grew up in that store, I've been, in that store for
Your whole life.
38 years since it's been there, right? So, and before that, I was at the old store. So I was, I use these things. These are my first resorts, right? Like
Right. Right.
I go to these solutions first. That's already ingrained in me. And still with me, I still think often when I'm stressed, I don't have time for that cup of tea. I got to get too much stuff done.
Right. Right.
Or if I stop to do that, I'm not going to get this, and this done. And actually, a flustered, stressful self gets way less done than a calm, focused person who is chipping away.
And it took
calmly.
5 minutes extra to get there.
I know. And
Yeah,
it's so
it takes.
hard to remember that, you know?
That's all it takes. And then sometimes instead of taking, I was doing lemon balm in my water throughout the day and it wasn't enough. So with some of these teas, you have so many different ingredients that are promoting calmness, help with anxiety, relief from stress, and with digestion issues, you're getting that in one cup instead of trying so many different remedies to help you throughout the day.
I'm only laughing because, first of all, I want to say what you're saying is true. I think what you're kind of, what I think about it is like, it's the power of the parts, the sum being greater than the parts.
Absolutely.
Like a great tea blend is better than taking some lemon balm separately from some chamomile, separately from some valerian, separately from some skullcap at different times throughout the day. There is a magic to drinking a hot liquid that's had herbs soaked together in a good proportion. And it is like, it's a greater effect. So I feel that.
Sometimes what I'll do too, Anthony, at night, I'll add a little of the lemon balm tincture as a little boost
Yeah.
to my nerve tea. So those
Totally.
are options too. Like, you make something and you add a tincture to it to help intensify the results that you're looking for.
Yeah.
In a healthy
Adding a
way.
tincture
You're
to
doing
it,
it in a healthy way.
boosting it with some extra herbs. Sometimes when I want the calm feeling, but I also want to feel awake, I add green tea to a nerve mixture. So you get that like
Wow.
a little bit of awakening, but still super chill, That's a nice mix if I'm in the middle of the day. I was laughing because Diana messaged me in the middle of she's listening to us, and she said, I'm waiting for the video on how to raise the adrenaline. Like, totally, Diana, we can step it up. Yes, Diana. When you're the guest, we get to do the how to jack yourself up and be super super on it.
Or
We can do
later.
that too. We can do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. No.
That's a good idea though. We should do. We're always talking about calming and calming. I think there are a lot of people, particularly in the first half of the day, that just can't get going. you know? And likely that is a rollover from stress and not calming the night before, you
Yeah.
know? And so,
Yeah,
so they're not unrelated, but there are some specific things we can do in the morning. So let's make a note of that, Greta, and let's do a show on that for sure.
definitely.
Sounds good.
I
Definitely.
am, I have, I was at the gym and and I was doing a trampoline and flips off a trampoline and I landed and my knees were locked out and I compressed my spine really hard and I'm just a mess and my back is tight and inflamed and I'm using Kitasalba. Can you see that?
Upside down. Yeah.
Upside down. There
Nice.
we go.
Kitasalba, and this is my favorite.
Pull it back a little bit. It's in the light.
Let me see.
Oh, the Dragon Ice
There you
from
go.
Jack Black. Yeah,
This stuff is amazing.
that's some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
That, and then I have my hot water bottle on my back. I know you're not supposed to pour in boiling water, but everybody does it.
Everybody does it.
It's a German water bottle. It's okay.
Like
Nobody
this thing
keeps
is
it
not
heat
a
for
single
hours.
drop, you
That's
know?
what's so amazing. And
Yeah.
then you could carry it with you with an electric blanket. You can't move that. You're stuck. But with the hot water bottle, you could take it everywhere.
And it's got the little clip that stays on it. I love it. So you can hang it up. It's awesome. This thing's amazing. I just feel loved and warm.
Yeah. This is the comfy take care of yourself episode.
Yes.
That's awesome.
All about self-care.
Self-care.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like right now it's especially important. You talked about what the kids can do with the essential oils, but I got to be honest, like every parent I know, including myself, in my house, we're all sort of in like a slow motion freak out about the fact that like we're essentially expected to be like teachers or at the very least like lunchroom monitors all day long, right? Like you gotta that's hard, right? Because when you talked about that, Jay, I'm like, geez, a first grader, that's so tough. Because like now they got a break for 20 minutes. Like they don't know how long. They're not great at being like, let me set a timer for 20 minutes and go back, log back on. Like someone's got to be there to support a first grader on and off of e-learning all day. That's nuts, And my heart goes out to people and families, students, and then families where it's not very possible to be there too, right? That's a lot of people. Like, what do you do if you're working and your kid needs to be at home? What are you doing right now? I am heartbroken about that and feeling like I want to get through this so that we can part of what school is kids having a place to go where they can have a stable, easier environment to learn, right?
Yeah, I mean, also, I just want to so many props, and my heart goes out to the teachers too. You mentioned the kids and the parents, but the teachers are not having a good time at this, and they're not good at the technology. And
I mean, some might be, but this is not like what you said. It's not what your son signed up for. It's certainly not what teachers signed up for.
no, and
People who
generally they're very poor at the technology, and they're struggling. They're really having a hard time, and they are putting on a good face and staying so positive for these kids. And it has to be, you have to be 3 times as big to get it across over a screen to 30 kids than you do in a room. And so I can't imagine how drained and exhausted they are at the end of a day of working in a medium they're not used to and putting out 3 times the effort. I feel for them so hard.
Yeah.
That's why they need to get on our website or come see us and get some things to help them manage and function with, stress, and
Maybe we should
be able to do some things to give yourself some self-love and self-care right now, because one of my best friends is a teacher, and yesterday was very, very challenging for her. And she has 6th and 7th grade history, and you know, just trying to be animated and keep the kids engaged. She was really, really tired and stressed at the end of the day.
I think we have to come up with some sort of like a teacher gift that people can get for their teacher
I love
that
that.
like we're not
Yeah,
really making money on, but
yeah,
people can send to their teacher that just covers the
absolutely.
cost of goods and the shipping and just does something awesome for teachers right now.
That would be awesome.
I think it'd be great. And I think, Kim was on to the right kind of vibe. And what we were talking about earlier, what you talked about, Jay, it's like there's always time for tea time, right? It's like you
Always.
just, that's the kind of thing. I feel like it can be something small, like a cup of tea can, that's what Kim talked about. It's like it changes her day dramatically, right?
Dramatically. I
And
feel
and I feel like to me, that would be a great place to start. It's like, hey, if you're a teacher, like maybe we have some sort of teacher tea special to just like, you
I love
know,
that.
just get you some,
Home classroom tea.
just regroup at the end of the day and recoup, right?
Let's figure that out. I think that would be cool to do something just like a little cute package that people can send their teacher.
Yeah. Why don't we make it so if you show us some love on this in some way, write us something nice on this. If you watch this video anywhere, we'll pick someone and let you send the first prototype to a teacher. We'll send it on your behalf. How about
That's a
that?
great idea.
I love
And
that. That's a great idea.
so we'll come up with something. That's a really good idea.
I like it.
All right. Well, Kim, you're the inspiration for that, so thank you.
Thank you
Um,
for having me on.
yeah, I'm glad to get to drink this tea. It's something same. I don't drink it very often because I don't think of myself as wanting to drink valerian very much. And I'm not sensitive to like stinky stuff, but like valerian sort of I always associate with drowsiness. I don't feel drowsy. I just feel
Oh,
calm.
not at all. You feel calm.
Yeah.
Um,
And
Well,
it's
thank you
so
for the,
pretty.
And when I
Like,
mentioned the smell, it was actually only in its dry form. Once
right.
the hot water went over it, the smell
It
in the
is,
glass is actually mild and lovely and chamomile,
I was
like
gonna say it's this nice floral. There's just this floral herbiness that I love.
yeah,
when you
it's great.
open it up and see the colors in there, you
Yeah.
know that you're doing something good for your health and your mental state. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you for reintroducing the tea to us. And then thank you also for us giving us a chance to talk with you and drink some tea in a way that we don't get to do right now very much face to face,
I loved it. Have me
Yeah.
back again.
All
I will
right.
do. It was great to see your vibrant and infectious.
Yeah. And for those
So
of you
much.
out there, Kim, come see our team. We are open for walk up, open for curbside, and of course, sending out orders. That's why Kim's feet hurt because of you. But I would think we all agree you should keep them hurting because you support a business, support your local businesses, whether it's us or someone else, and support small business, support your retailers. We can't only have the Amazon and the big guys out there. That's not a healthy society. So keep a lookout for the people out there who are helping you, and we'd like to be one of them. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bye.
Kim, have a good one. Much
You
love
too.
to you all. Thank you.